James Rupert Rhodes grew up knowing two things with absolute certainty. The world was dangerous, and someone had to stand between that danger and innocent lives. He was raised in a military family where discipline wasn't cruelty, it was love expressed through responsibility. His parents didn't glorify war, but they honored service. Every dinner table conversation circled back to duty, accountability, and doing the right thing even when no one was watching. Rhodey learned early that heroism wasn't loud. It wasn't flashy. He was showing up at school, he was sharp, calm, and reliable. Never the loudest voice, but when James spoke, people listened. He carried himself like someone who already knew the weight of consequences. While others dreamed of fame, Rhodey dreamed of order, a world where people could sleep safely at night. That dream carried him to the United States Air Force. Chapter 2. Wings of Responsibility. The Air Force shaped Rhodes into a leader. Not the kind who demanded obedience, but the kind who inspired trust. He flew missions others feared. He stayed calm when alarms screamed. He brought his pilots home. His call sign, War Machine, came from his unshakable presence in combat. Not because he loved war, but because when things went wrong, Rhodes became exactly what the situation required: decisive, relentless, and focused. It was during a joint weapons development briefing that he met Tony Stark. Tony was everything Rhodes was not: brilliant, chaotic, sarcastic, reckless. But beneath the jokes and arrogance, Rhodey saw something else. A man burdened by his own genius, haunted by unintended consequences. They became friends not because they were alike, but because they balanced each other. Tony built weapons. Rhodey made sure they were used responsibly. Chapter 3. The Iron Shadow. When Tony Stark disappeared in Afghanistan and returned with a completely different outlook, Rhodey noticed immediately. The weapons division was shut down. Tony grew distant, distracted. And then the rumors started. A man in metal, flying armor. Explosions stopped midair. Rhodey didn't want to believe it until he saw it. The Iron Man armor wasn't just a weapon. It was a revolution. A single human, protected by technology so advanced it blurred the line between man and machine. Rhodey admired it. And feared it. Because power without oversight was dangerous, even when wielded by a friend. Chapter 4. Taking the armor. When Tony's rival tried to seize control of the Iron Man technology, Rhodey was forced to make an impossible choice: leave the armor in unstable hands or take responsibility for it himself. He chose responsibility. The gray and black armor was heavier than Iron Man's, designed not for elegance, but for war, missiles, Gatling guns. Armor plating thick enough to survive a direct hit. This wasn't a superhero suit. This was a combat platform. When Rhodey first flew it, he didn't feel powerful. He felt accountable. Thus, War Machine was born. Chapter 5. The Soldier's Code. Unlike Tony, Rhodey never saw himself as a symbol. He was a soldier, not a legend. He followed rules. He respected command. He coordinated with allies on missions. War Machine didn't improvise. He executed. When alien armies invaded Earth, Rhodey didn't hesitate. He deployed. When gods fought in the sky, he held the line on the ground. When cities burned, he evacuated. Civilians first. He wasn't chasing glory, he was preventing loss. Chapter 6. Friendship forged in fire. Tony and Rhodey argued often. Tony pushed boundaries. Rhodey enforced limits. But when the world needed saving, they fought side by side like brothers. Rhodey was there when Tony doubted himself. Tony was there when Rhodey questioned the cost of obedience. They represented two sides of heroism. Innovation without restraint, discipline without ego. Together, they were unstoppable. Chapter 7. Civil War. The world changed when governments demanded control over enhanced individuals. Rhodey understood their fear. Power must answer to authority. Heroes must answer to the people. Tony agreed. Others did, and single quotes T. Friends became opponents. The battle that followed wasn't fueled by hatred, but by heartbreak. In the sky above a shattered airport, War Machine fought former allies. Not with rage, but with sorrow. And then it happened. A blast meant for someone else struck Rhodey. The armor failed. Gravity won. Chapter 8. The fall. James Rhodes fell from the sky like a meteor. When he woke up, he couldn't feel his legs. The doctor spoke gently, but the truth hit hard. His spine was severely damaged. For the first time in his life, Rhodes couldn't stand. The world he protected had taken something from him, and given nothing back. Chapter 9. The long road back. Rhodey refused to quit. Physical therapy was brutal, pain constant, progress slow. He trained his mind when his body refused to cooperate. He studied tactics, battlefield logistics, and strategic command. Tony built leg braces. Rhodey rebuilt himself. Being a hero wasn't about flying. It was about refusing to surrender. Chapter 10. Back in the armor when Rhodey returned to the battlefield, War Machine had changed. Less reckless firepower. More precision. More control. He fought smarter, not harder. When the universe faced extinction at the hands of a cosmic tyrant, Rhodey didn't hesitate, even broken. Even scarred, he showed up, because that's what soldiers do. Chapter 11. Loss and Legacy War. Cost rose dearly. Friends fell. Cities vanished. The man who changed his life, Tony Stark, made the ultimate sacrifice. Rhodey stood at Tony's funeral in silence. The world remembered Iron Man as a genius. Rhodey remembered him as a friend. Chapter 12. The weight of survival. Survivor's guilt haunted Rhodes. Why him? Why not others? He returned to service, mentoring new recruits, advising governments, shaping the future of global defense. He didn't wear the armor every day. But when the world needed War Machine, he answered. Chapter 13. The man beyond the machine. James Rhodes learned something most heroes never do. The armor was never the source of his strength. His strength was loyalty, discipline, compassion, responsibility. War Machine wasn't a weapon. He was a promise. A promise that when the world trembled, someone would stand firm. Chapter 14. Steel and soul. Even now, when the engines roar and the weapons prime, Rhodey never forgets who he is beneath the metal. A soldier. A friend. A guardian. Not perfect, not invincible, but unbreakable. Epilogue. When the sky darkens, as long as danger threatens the innocent, as long as power needs restraint, as long as courage must outlast fear, War Machine will rise. Not to conquer, but to protect. *. Subscribe to Galaxy Story for more videos.